Yo, what's going on, Top Billin? Your boy, the Underground King, a.k.a. the DMV King, Murf Baldwin, back at it again. This time, I'm going to be doing a film study, right? I want to do a film study on some of these QB or designer run concepts that Arkansas is doing, right? Never cover Arkansas here on the channel, but if anybody knows my career, I was a huge deal up at Arkansas when my career first was starting out. When I was working at Saturday Down South, lots of success there as far as first radio show I've ever hosted. Shout outs to my boy Wes Moore and those guys, Michael Smith and them back out in Arkansas. The amount of traffic that my articles were getting, my film studies and everything was huge at Saturday Down South. And there was a lot of big business behind it, man. A lot of stuff that was going on behind the scenes. I actually thought I was going to have to move to Arkansas at one particular point in time, which would have been different, right? You know, I'm the DMV King, baby. DC, Maryland, Virginia. Your boy out there in Arkansas might look a little strange, right? But as far as the team goes, mad love for Arkansas. And I was thinking, so having you guys put on your thinking caps, forgave you guys $1 million and told you over the next 4 or 5 years, which team in the SEC West would you pick to have next or be right along there with Alabama? So, right, we can exclude Alabama. We don't have to talk about Alabama. If you're an Alabama fan, please don't come up on here talking about Alabama. This is not about Alabama. This is about everyone besides Alabama in the SEC West who could be co-conspirators with Alabama in the future. We know Alabama's going to be great, so we don't have to go there, right? So with that being said, I would be remiss if I didn't say something about LSU because LSU has won a title damn near every decade, right? LSU is the absolute truth. They will always be there. LSU, no doubt about that. But if we're talking about Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, right? I know a lot of people going to pick them because of the infrastructure that they have there. They're very much built like an Alabama, if you would think about it. And then that damn coach they got, Jimbo Fisher, one of the best in the world. You got to give them props. But from a concept, scheme, infrastructure, just the entire thing put together, I think Arkansas could have something special in the future. Now, maybe a little bias in me because it's definitely taken me back in those times, which I know I don't operate with bias. I am always 100% neutral. Sam Pittman, right? Obviously, he was on Coach Billin's staff when I covered that particular team there. And the type of coaches that Coach Billin had on his team, everybody would poach Coach Billin's guys because he knew how to get great coaches and would know how to coach them up, and everybody could see that. Arkansas had next at the time, in my opinion, when things didn't work out at Saturday Down South, right, from a business standpoint, so I had to move on. So I didn't cover Arkansas anymore, so I kind of lost that. Day in and day out watching them and studying them and everything. So I'm not sure what happened at the end of it. I do know at one particular point in time, it looked like they had next, straight up. The style of ball, everything you could think of. And it's just like that now with Coach Pittman, one of the nicest human beings you'll ever meet. I've spoken with him on several occasions out there when I was living in Georgia. The guy I never thought of as a head coach until I saw him as a head coach. He's perfect. Absolutely perfect. CEO type cat. And I never knew he had that mean streak in him as well. He brought that out when I can see him do that as a head coach. And then I know that guys will ride for a guy like that because he will ride for you. He is a player's coach. The staff with Barry Odom and these guys, I think some of these guys could be a little bit of a mainstay. Probably not super long. Maybe Kendall Browse is radioactive or something like that. He's such a great offensive mind. And that's why I want to go over some of these designer run concepts here that they were doing. And even the guy they have a running backs coach was coach at Cedar Grove High School, one of the nicest human beings you'll see. I think his name is Jimmy Smith or something like that. It's going to be about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think these guys are going to be able to recruit. They have some really dope-ass talent in the trenches on both sides of the ball, really. But on offense, man, they're absolutely loaded, in my opinion. So remember, I'm not talking about just this year. I'm talking about over the next 4 or 5 years. They will continue to get these types of players, these Dominique Johnsons, Raheem Sanders, of course, the quarterback KJ Jefferson. You got like a young guy like an AJ Green at running back. Is all the type of stuff that was reminding me of back in the day when I was covering the team when they had Alex Collins and Jonathan Williams and Jeremy Sprinkle and that line that they have with Dan Skipper and all those guys, very much like that, man. So I wouldn't be sleeping on Arkansas. As a matter of fact, man, let's go ahead and get into some of these concepts right here, man. Straight up.
What more can I say?
Top Billin. All right, so I wanted to kind of use this Ole Miss film here for the fact that I got the film from this particular angle here, but they had a ton of designer QB runs here. Kendall Browse was in his bag, and this was a hell of a game from an offensive standpoint. This one right here, man, I'm not sure who's the first person I ever seen run this. This is like a take on some old shit from way back in the day. It's like a reverse pivot naked option, but you'll have the bones of damn near a pin and pull here, right? You'll have, matter of fact, let me run it first. We can see right here, a tackle in guard, and then they're coming out. And you can see right here, not a good read there by the quarterback, KJ Jefferson, but he did it again a little bit later, and I'll show that one here, and you can see what goes on right there. But if you can see right here, they're going to be pulling. Matter of fact, we'll go out. You pull both the tackle and the guard, right? So kind of your tag pull. It's like you have the bluffings of one of those tag sweeps, almost like a pin and pull action going on right there. But you'll see you got Smith here, Mr. Transfer, right? Reverse pivot from both of these guys, almost make it like it's counter action, right? So you get that. It's a strong side run, but with weak side action, if you get what I'm saying right there. Strong side run with weak side action because they're reverse pivoting out of there. And you can take a snapshot right here. Perfectly designed play. All he has to do is make the correct read right here, and he doesn't. He kept it. Should have pitched that bad boy. It would have been a long gainer. Check this one out, though. On this one right here, you really see the pin and pull action between my man Stromberg here and then Limmer coming around. And you get a lot of angles, right? They're going to be angling off here on the backside with tight end. But same exact play this time ran to the other side. That reverse pivot. Now this time, perfect. Absolutely perfect. You can see you talking about putting somebody in a conflict of deployment. He really has nowhere to go with this, right? You can leave somebody unblocked backside, but they close the gate off backside for the most part. Just kind of getting a hand on a man right there, but you can see you can't come from the third level fast enough, right? And my man really committed when they saw that when they ran this the previous time, Jefferson kept it. All he needed was a little bit of a hesitation right there, and we know Smith can get the corner. Come on, man. Mind screwing these dudes like that. That's a very good concept right there. All right, on this one right here, it's a regular speed option, but when you're talking about Arkansas, you're talking about what some would have to consider the premier offensive line coach in the business in Sam Pittman. So you got to see what those Hogs are doing up front because you know them boys coming off the hill, right? Them boys off the hill don't play, man. I'm telling you. Right here with Lemur and Clary, this is going to be where the cheese is made. Well, first you got Stromberg angling off here. You got Cunningham and these boys really getting to the second level. But with Lemur and Clary here, you'll have a double at the point of attack, and then Clary releases, and then he becomes the guy that KJ Jefferson is really working with right there as far as a speed option, if he's going to keep it. Cuts it in off of that inside hip, and the rest is history. You know he's going physical with it there. Look at that. Great job of comboing up. Just physicality like you wouldn't believe. Their first down designer QB runs, even if it's with the QB, sends a statement. Them boys off the hill do not play, right? Straight nasty, straight bringing me back to the Billin days. This shit is fun to watch right here. But you can see him angling off right there. Great block, great read, great vision. And then, of course, low on that shoulder pad. Boom, right there, filled his drawers up. He going to have to get his drawers changed after the game. He didn't want none. He put something on camera just so he couldn't get in trouble in the film room. But you can see right there, he barely wanted to touch KJ Jefferson. And look at that carnage, right? 3-4 car pile up. Arkansas football. I love this one right here. It was a walk-in touchdown. Pretty much a pin and pull power concept with KJ Jefferson. You're going to have the fake pitch. Going to have the fake pitch right here to Raheem Sanders. But, man, you get Brady Latham and Stromberg and these guys really collapsing down. And you can see that pin and pull action going on right here. Cunningham washing this edge player away like rain. Then, of course, you got Limmer and these guys on the pull. But the pitch, for some odd reason, man, you get two guys go with Sanders here, and that just opens up everything, right? Parting the Red Sea. Look at that. Too easy. You got to give all the credit right there to the concept itself and then to the execution. Look at these boys washing them guys down away like rain, running play side there. And then, of course, you got Lemur on the pool right here. But you can check it out from the linebacker standpoint right here. Maybe his first go is Raheem Sanders. But, man, you got the nickel coming off here. They're both going for him, and they both go for the pitch, and that's all it took right there. Can't even think to get back inside. Yeah, nothing to it but to do it. Nasty. All right, you guys know this concept right here. Just a QB draw. But look at that. Oh, look at him bouncing to the eye. Look at the vision by this guy. Straight nasty. Now, listen. I wonder if they got something for this kid, right? Man, you're losing the freaking most freakiest dude out there, Traylon Burks. But, man, they got my boy Jaden Hazelwood coming in from Oklahoma. That's my dude right there. He has a ton of talent. Maybe he's able to replace that. I don't know. That man Burks was nasty. But Trey Knox, man, at a tight end position, man, if they can't do something with that, I don't know what to tell Kendall Browse. That's right there should be an automatic 700-800 yards to this guy. But you can see him right there with that fanning out and him looking that way. That kind of freezes the defense right there, drops back. Everybody really doing their thing. Of course, you got Limmer and Clary over there. But look, looks like he was going to run straight through the A-gap, and he sent something and bounced it to the outside, which was absolutely perfect. He ran a man into some sanitation, and that was it right there. I wish he would have kind of lowered his shoulder on this one right here. You weren't going to finesse your way out of that one. But that, my friend, is a good run. Great vision. Although this has Smith here, and it looks like it almost could be an option, you can tell it's a G scheme. You got Latham here coming around on a pull, so it's going to have to call this a G lead with my man Jefferson going right behind him, or he was supposed to. Once again, he kind of bounces this, looking like he's trying to hit the home run a little bit. So it's a pretty good run. I wonder if he would have went right behind and cut off Latham's inside hip, shooting it into here right where he would have gotten himself. As you can see right here, it starts to open up for him. Although you do have some guys who may be able to disengage and then get to him, but he didn't feel comfortable with that and bounced it and lowered his shoulder there. These guys are very well coached on the offensive line. This season, Jefferson's going to have to make it a point to go ahead and run a lot more, in my opinion, what they called instead of bouncing it, because this one was blocked perfectly. You had Stromberg with the angle off here, and then you were going to have pretty much your QB power. That's what it's going to be right here. QB power. You got your kind of fake to, or your bluff to Raheem Sanders here. And then, of course, they're pulling Limmer over here, and he's kind of trapping this edge player. So looks like it opens up on the inside for him. He does get a pretty decent gainer out of it, but he bounces it once again. But it looked like if he went straight up the middle, man, he would have had the path of least resistance there. Let's see it again, right? See with the pull and then the climbing up by Cunningham and those guys. If he goes straight, look at that. I'm not sure what he's seeing on this one right here. If he feels as though there's going to be a disengagement, right? Maybe a little bit of a disengagement right here, but not enough to me to bring somebody like him down. If he shoots that bad boy straight up the middle, man, he might be 88 out the gate, right? Because you know he's going to turn that dude into taxidermy in the open field. But man, he decides to bounce it and where they have contained and everything. So kind of a weird read right there for me. All right, y'all, make sure you're sharing this on social media and message boards and the whole nine. Make sure you hit that share button and get it popping, all right? So on this one right here, you're going to have your QB counter, right? Counter O, however you want to label that. Going to have Smith here. They're going to shoot him and have him widen the defense, but it's ultimately going to come down to my man Limmer here getting out to the outside, and then KJ Jefferson with the counter action going right off of his inside hip like it's taught to do, right? So boom, we take that snapshot. Everybody getting it in, doing work. Love me some Arkansas offensive line. Even Trey Knox getting involved here. You can see the counter action going on by Jefferson. Now that's how you read right there. Inside hip them. Great job of the read actually from Limmer himself of being able to use the flow of the defender against himself, wash him away like rain, and then KJ Jefferson, of course, lowering his shoulders, filling up them Pampers, baby. Got to change the Pampers. All right, so there you have it right there. I might come back with some more. I really want to show KJ Jefferson's ability to throw. I think he's an underrated thrower of the football. We'll see what the weapons are like. I think the weapons are actually going to be pretty good even without Traylon Burks. Man, the departures and everything, I think it works in Arkansas's favor. Arkansas is going to be able to recruit the transfer portal with the best of them. They're going to be able to recruit, period. They have a monster recruiting staff, a monster recruiting head coach, so it should be all good there. But let me know, man. We'll do the SEC East version of this. I'll get into some more teams in the SEC West as well. But who are you taking stock in with your $1 million for the next 4 or 5 years? I might have to go with Arkansas. Ole Miss is one of those teams, right? Texas A&M, you got to put stock in Texas A&M and LSU, of course. But going out on a limb, if we're talking about Ole Miss, I just wonder if Lane Kiffin will ultimately leave there. I think this is a destination job for a guy like Sam Pittman, being as though he was there before. And Arkansas, to me, can be a bit of a destination job. Now, I wish Arkansas would be smart and would try to get to the Big 12 where it could play a lot of those Texas teams and stuff like that. That shit would be hard. I always thought Arkansas should definitely leave the SEC West. But matter of fact, if Arkansas was in the SEC West, Arkansas might be the national champions. You got to think about it like that. They play that brand of football, take it to the Big 12. That shit will be hard. But staying in there, they could definitely have next or be a co-contributor with Alabama, but we shall see, man. So I'll do the SEC East version as well, but just let me know which team you're putting your stock into. All right, it's your boy Murf, the DMV King, the Underground King, Top Billin Sports, and I am out. Peace.
What more can I say?
Top Billin.